Let's talk about subject lines. Let's talk about some do's and don'ts of subject lines to help you make sure you're getting the engagement and the open rates that you want from your email marketing. And I preface this in that learning some of these is great to do these most of the time, but not every single time. You want to mix it up. So use these as, especially the don'ts, is avoid those pretty much 100% of the time, but some of the do's, you can overdo it. So sometimes when you're continuously doing the exact same thing, then people are going to start ignoring it. So part of the getting the best out of your list is having some variability, and also some some things that are very familiar. So those kind of go hand in hand, and it's kind of like, it's like being entertaining. Is you want to mix it up so people keep coming back and wanting to know more. But your subject line is the number one thing people see when it gets into your email inbox, and what makes people decide whether or not they want to open your email. So this is the things that are going to be really key, and just some minor changes can make a huge effect on the actual open rates for your emails. So first of all, one things to do is to use action-oriented language. So present tense, not passive tense, or things like adverbs are wonderful type of things, or use words like discover, unlock, learn, those types of things. Like, what am I going to get out of this? And those things are interesting to do. Now, the same thing, if your email always starts with discover X, Y, and Z, and it's different stuff, then that's likely not going to be as interesting. So use different synonyms as well. One great resource is to look up these words in a thesaurus and find different words that are interesting as well with that, and things that are closely tied. And so that how allows you to be able to come up with tons of different words that are the same thing, but they're different words. And that really is helpful when it comes to making them interesting and making them more action oriented types of emails, which gets people to want to open them quick sooner than later. Now, the second thing one thing you want to avoid is using clickbait. So anything that is misleading, that is going to be over exaggerated, those are types of things that you do not want to do. Just from the fact that you will get great open rates, but your click rate and everything else will go to trash. It's something you have to avoid. There's no reason for it other than the fact that you're just trying to get people to click on it, and it happens all the time in marketing. Everybody thinks if I just say, "Hey, this will change your life forever," make $10,000 by clicking this button. Silly things like that just are not even true. That will constantly just, you'll have the first bump, and then after that, people won't trust you anymore. So avoid that at all costs. If you do an accident, obviously, may not be the end of the world, but avoid it as you can. As you get better, you'll know why, because you'll be able to do better email subject lines that will open up. And so if you try this, especially as a new marketer, you'll alienate a lot of your list. So please don't. Just take my word on it, because it's going to be it's going to be detrimental to your email open rates in the long run. The next do is to make it specific and clear. So you want to be very specific in what you can do for them in them. So like get 20% more clicks with these email tactics is a great subject line. It's specific and it's clear. Okay. If you have too many different things, or if you're exaggerating, if it's like very generic, like, then that's going to help. That's just going to keep people from wanting to open your email. It's like, yeah, I have this email about, losing weight. It's like, it's kind of boring, but here's my 5 tips to lose 10 pounds in 3 weeks. That's very specific. It uses specific information, and it's compelling to people that read it, because they're like, if I want that, I will have that. And so, and don't have too many things. If you start talking too many subject lines and all with two different different types of subject lines, then it's like it's just not gonna work well for overall for your list. And so they just won't. They'll just think it's boring, and then they'll stop opening your emails. The next thing is using all caps or too many exclamation marks. So a lot of times we want to use all caps. We can capitalize things, but if you're using all caps for all the words in there, it comes across as yelling. And so if you want to have like just one word saying like all or something like that, then that's okay. But if you're gonna do everything all in all caps, one, it's considered yelling. Two, it's usually marked as spam, and it's not really readable. A lot of people can't read all caps very well, and so it's good for emphasizing a word, especially since email doesn't allow like bolding and things like that. Then that's one way of doing it. But one or two words, anything more than that, then usually it's overkill and it's not worth it. Also, is using too many exclamation marks. I would say three is the maximum. I wouldn't do it very often with three. Normally one is good enough, but if you want to emphasize something, then you can do like three exclamation marks. But if you do anything more than that, way overkill. The human eye can't really pick it up very easily without really focusing on it too much, and so it's usually becomes, and also it starts to attract the spam filters as well. It's like, okay, this has so many exclamation marks, it's probably, let's just mark it as spam. So those are things to avoid with that as well. And of course, you always want to do A/B testing with this. Your list is unique to you. You may find that certain people are more interested in certain headlines than others. You may find that sometimes the caps or the some of the other action oriented words work well with your subject lines. Those are things you can do to test that out and see which ones are working for you. And mix it up. You want to mix it up quite a bit because you don't want it to keep being monotonous overall. And then use that thesaurus, especially for different words, to help you craft different emails that are getting those action words without saying the exact same word. And so that really helps with people to want to engage with your emails. So hopefully that's been helpful, and talk to you next time.